Hello and welcome to State of Events. I'm Angela Garcia.
And I'm Colin Lygren. Thanks for tuning in. Our top story tonight, December 1st was World AIDS Day, and people from all around the globe stopped to recognize those who lost their lives to the disease. The day is also about looking forward and deciding what to do to prevent the spread of HIV and AIDS. And down the road, a possible cure for the disease. The World AIDS Day conference at San Francisco State addressed these same issues with a strong emphasis on prevention and knowing your HIV status. During the 80s and 90s, HIV was an issue that was constantly talked about. It was new and scary, and infection numbers were rising rapidly. Since then, though, HIV has lost attention.
People think that HIV has been cured or there is a treatment that is no longer a risk. And so when I say that it's been on the back burner, I think that it's something that we just don't think about, and it's no longer relevant for a lot of people.
AIDS Day at SF State aimed to change that by bringing attention to the subject and letting people know who is at risk and what they can do to protect themselves and others. Experts say that no matter who you are, one of the most important things you can do is get tested.
I think that people should get tested every 6 months.
Free oral swab testing was offered as part of World AIDS Day at SFSU, but if you did not get a chance to get tested for HIV or AIDS, you can always come to the SFSU Health Center and get tested 5 days a week. All you have to do is make an appointment.
I think we're on the verge of some much better treatments right now, and we do know there's a new treatment that it has made available that they realize may work prophylactically.
Organizers suggest that people should take extra precautions to protect themselves. That means, when participating in sex, wearing a condom every time, not just some of the time.
By giving out condoms, informing people about the dangers and the causes and the signs of AIDS, how to get treated, hopefully will make a difference in the communities.
According to the San Francisco AIDS Foundation, there are approximately 40.3 million people living with AIDS today. The goal of World AIDS Day, of course, is to keep that number from growing. Organizers of the event say they hope to be celebrating a breakthrough in HIV treatment on December 1st of next year.
Cyberbullying is becoming a bigger problem for youth. This year, there have been a number of cases around the country of teenagers committing suicide. State of Events' Justin Mendoza reports on this growing and dangerous trend. Justin?
Hi, Angela. Over 25% of adolescents and teens have been bullied on a regular basis through their cell phones or the internet. And in 2010, there have been close to a dozen of cases that resulted in suicide. And experts say the reason for people's bullying may be due to a number of reasons, like social and family issues, as well as power. I spoke to SF State officials who told me what would happen if online harassment were to occur at SF State. There's a new threat online, and it's not a virus. Cyberbullying is when a teenager bullies another teenager electronically. And college officials will not tolerate any type of act.
They would receive anything from administrative warning all the way through expulsion. And of course, there's disciplinary probation as well as suspension.
Cyberbullying can come in different forms, and you're prone to it if you have a Facebook account, a cell phone, and even a webcam where your privacy may be violated. One case that caught the nation's attention was when Rutgers University student Tyler Clemente committed suicide after his roommate used a webcam, allowing online users to view Clemente's sexual encounter with another man. SF State students say something needs to be done about this form of harassment.
There should be some kind of legal recourse that you can take.
Donna Cunningham from the Judicial Affairs say SF State will offer help and awareness for the student body. Gail Orr-Smith from the SF State Police says the campus will take action by investigating the student accounts that were involved and may block the student account being improperly used. California is one of 30 states to have an anti-bullying law that criminalizes campus cyberbullying through suspension or expulsion. Now, the ACLU disagrees with this law because this would allow officials to have control over what students do outside of campus. Live in the studio, Justin Mendoza for State of Events. Back to you, Angela.
Thanks, Justin. A high school in Wisconsin reopened Wednesday after a 5-hour hostage situation. No students or faculty were harmed. However, the 15-year-old gunman, Samuel Hengel, took his own life as police approached him. At San Francisco State, an emergency alert system will inform students and faculty if any similar circumstance were to occur. The hostage situation at Marinette High School in Wisconsin is the school administration's worst fear. In 2007, a similar incident occurred. A student at Virginia Tech killed 32 people before taking his own life. This event prompted San Francisco State University to implement an emergency notification system.
We call it the Emergency Notification System. The SF State Emergency Notification System is a multi-tiered system, and it's designed to send an emergency communication, a brief, short one.
In the event of an emergency, students will receive a text message alert to their cell phones. They'll also receive a notification via email. The city of San Francisco also participates in a similar notification system.
You don't even have to be a resident. If you lived in San Mateo, for example, or the East Bay, and you work in San Francisco, well, of course, you're going to want to know what's going on in San Francisco, too.
Every semester, administration tests the alert system to ensure that it's working properly. Students and faculty alike can count on this system to notify them if an emergency occurs. Students are urged to update any changes in cell phone numbers or email so that they will be linked to the emergency alert system at all times. There is also an emergency preparedness tutorial that anyone can access on the university's website at sfsu.edu.
While the holidays are a time to celebrate, there's also a higher risk of fire emergencies. We'll tell you more about how you can protect yourself coming up next on State of Events. With the holiday season in full swing, the smell of wood-burning fires and scented candles is almost a guarantee. Household fires become a concern with the extra use of flames during this season. Stephanie Nguyen tells us how to be safe during the holidays. Stephanie?
Thanks, Colin. Holiday celebrations may put your home at risk from fire, but there are simple ways to prevent and prepare just in case an emergency occurs. Smoke alarms go off roughly 400,000 times a year, according to the National Fire Protection Agency. Household fires account for 83% of fire deaths a year, and experts say that having a working smoke alarm can save thousands of lives.
The biggest thing with smoke detector are the batteries. A lot of people have smoke detectors, but a majority of them don't work. If people don't check their battery on a regular basis, we usually recommend checking them twice a year.
The holiday season is often accompanied by other elements that may put you at higher risk for a house fire. These might include extra lighting around the Christmas tree and festive candles. But fires don't just occur during the holidays. Fire victim Renee Bellison shares how grateful she is for smoke alarms in her home.
If we didn't have the smoke detectors, I don't know what would have happened. It could have been one of my 6 children, my mom or dad. But because of the smoke, smoke, I guess, is the first thing that happens. And once we heard the smoke detector, there were 9 people in the house. It took us a matter of 4 minutes before we wouldn't have gotten out of the house.
To stay prepared year-round, installing and maintaining smoke alarms is most crucial. Spend a few dollars in several units and take a few minutes each month testing them.
The motto here is smoke detectors save lives.
Working smoke alarms cut your chances of dying in a house fire in half, so make sure your home is safe for the holidays by practicing safety before, during, and after celebrations. Now back to you in the studio, Colin.
The future does not look promising for some traditionally high-paying careers. Data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics show that certain job categories are shrinking in the next few years. Judges, fashion designers, travel agents, newspaper reporters, broadcast announcers, chemists, and CEOs are on the list of endangered jobs.
Google Earth just got a major upgrade. The 6th version offers high-quality 3D street views of every location in the world. The historical imaging feature shows locations in different areas such as Warsaw in 1935 and Haiti before the January earthquake. Users can dive beneath the ocean surface for shipwrecks, surf spots, and new research discoveries. You can also explore the moon, Mars, and space in the latest upgrade.
If you think you're getting 4G speed from your wireless service provider, you might be wrong. CNN Money reports that 4G is a myth and won't be available in the near future. 4G is defined as speed that can download a high-definition movie in 3 minutes or 100 megabytes per second. Speeds that are currently offered by Verizon, T-Mobile, or Sprint only download half as fast. Speaking of shopping, start off the Christmas season with the Winter Wonderland Craft Bazaar. Christmas food and drinks are provided free of charge, but donations are welcomed.
Celebrate the work of crafty women in the largest holiday fine crafts fair. There's live music, food, a raffle, and a silent auction.
And the Great Dickens Christmas Fair happens every weekend until December 19th. See the Old English Victorian Christmas with theaters, music halls, dance parties, and taverns.
Hello and welcome to State of Events Sports. I'm Matt Topuzes. Coming off a horrible game against the Bucs last week, the 49ers had much to prove Monday night if they wanted to keep their playoff hopes alive against the Arizona Cardinals. Led by vocal leader Vernon Davis, San Francisco sprinted out of the gate early, there's Vernon, with this 25-yard run by Frank Gore, who would later leave the game with a hip injury. That's no problem, says Troy Smith, as he launches this bomb to Michael Crabtree to give the Niners an early 7-0 lead. And you remember Brian Westbrook? Yep, here he is with a nice touchdown run to give the 49ers a 21-7 lead. Hey Westbrook, how big was the run game today?
That was huge. I think the offensive line did a great job all day of getting some push up front, which is big when you want to run the ball. And you know, the holes that those guys made all day long were just big, and we had an opportunity to run the ball, and we did.
The 49ers would go on to win 27-6 and are now only one game back of St. Louis for first place in the NFC West. The Oakland Raiders were one of the many surprises in the AFC, but now they might just become an afterthought. With Miami in town, the Raiders had to win to get back on track. And it started out great for the Silver and Black as Jacoby Ford takes the opening kickoff 101 yards for the touchdown to give the Raiders a 7-0 lead. But we pick it up here in the third quarter with Oakland up by 1, but Dolphins receiver Marion Moore turns this 11-yard catch into a 57-yard touchdown run that would give Miami the lead 20-14. And here's Ricky Williams that puts the nail in the coffin on this 45-yard touchdown run to seal the deal as the Raiders go down 33-17 and fall to 5-6. The San Jose Sharks haven't had their customary strong start they usually have, but with an 11-8-4 record, they sit just 3 points away from first place. And with Antti Niemi's bad goaltending of late, the Sharks have turned to 6-year pro Antero Niemaki, and it turns out the move was for the better as he has posted an 8-3-3 record behind the pipes. And in soccer, England and the United States failed to get their World Cup bids for 2018 and 2022. Instead, soccer's most honored tournament will be held in Russia in 2018 and Qatar in 2022. These two choices were unexpected by many soccer fans, but there is no doubt by FIFA officials that thousands of people will still attend both World Cups. Now, we send it back to Angela.
Thanks, Matt. Microsoft will release a new in-car entertainment system that allows you to email and text hands-free. The new system features a voice machine which can read text and email messages while you drive. Users can interact with the system by giving voice commands. The entertainment system will be in cars within the next year.
And find us on the web at stateofevents.tv.
And like us on Facebook at facebook.com/stateofevents.
That's it for State of Events today. I'm Colin Lygren.
And I'm Angela Garcia. We hope you tune in again for another edition of State of Events. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Bye.